Hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report. The rain is wrapping up. Luckily, we avoided the worst of the winds, but it was a pretty miserable, wet day. And no, I did not go out in it. Um, it's just a steady rain, heavy at times, wind driven, but nothing too crazy as far as the winds go. We were spared the worst of that, fortunately, and we don't really have many power outages. I don't think. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. Yeah, New York's got 3,000, but Long Island, yeah, Nassau and Suffolk don't. Most of them are upstate. We don't see too many in our area, so we're very fortunate that we avoided the worst of that wind. Could have been a whole lot worse. I'm not sure exactly why that happened, but I think the system spread out a little more and it was a little less compressed, so that's why we had. You definitely could see the temperature differences though. Ahead of the cold front, we're at 55. Temperatures are rapidly dropping now. 45 at Farmingdale with light rain. So I'll show you what the day was like at Islip. And you'll see here that we got up to into the low 60s at Islip. You can see very strong southerly winds, but nothing. You don't see any gusts in any wind advisory. Probably would have done okay today, but the way so the way the models were looking, it was a different story. But you could definitely see how warm and humid it was, and then when the wind shifted, it dropped right away. So let's take a look and see how much rain that we've gotten today. We'll first take a look at that on the map. Um, so that's the main thing. We're not going to go over the highs and the lows. We're just going to look at the rainfall. Um, and I guess we'll do 24-hour rainfall, I guess. And rainfall also not quite as much as, I'll put it up to 36 hours just to make sure, but rainfall not quite as much as the lower end totals as well. But you will see some 3 and 4 inch amounts actually out on the east end. So that's where they seem to have gotten the heaviest rain. And for the rest of Long Island, though, come on, I had it up here. 1.70. So as you got further into the Pine Barrens area, you got 2.5 inches. Central Long Island, where Islip is, 1.75 inches. You go into Nassau, it gets less. We got 1.20. Around the city, a little over an inch. I'm feeling Jersey got gypped. Yeah, they got gypped. Less than an inch even at Miller Air Park, 1.07 in Toms River. So they definitely got a little gypped in Jersey. And the rain, like I said, is starting to wrap up right now. Looking at the radar, you can see it's moving on out pretty much. So that's pretty much it for this storm system. Let's see if we have any precipitation here. Latest rainfall reports from the Weather Service here. So Connecticut seeing those higher end amounts. Haven 1.95. New London. This is the area that Eastern Connecticut really got hammered. 3.66 there. Jersey under 2 inches, so 1.70 inches. Suffolk County, again, the East End getting nailed. 4.23 inches of rain out there. 3.19 in Hampton Bays. In East Hampton, I should say. Hampton Bays, 2.98. Good news is the Pine Barrens did get a decent amount. 2.42 at Stony Brook. West Hampton Airport, 1.95. That was at 8:53. They may have a little. We're going to go over more of these reports tomorrow, I think, when we have more information here. But generally speaking, not Jersey did not quite get the rain. The high wind warning is now over. Jersey did not quite get the rain that it was mainly really the heaviest rains were for Suffolk County and Eastern Connecticut. So let's go look at the climate report for Islip. And so high of 60 and a low of 53. How about 19 degrees above normal today? That's insane. The low of 53 was 22 degrees above normal. That's precipitation today. We've got 1.09 being reported at Islip for the day. That will be, and again, this was taken earlier. All right, but still, let's see if we have any record event reports here. No records were broken today. Or some public information statements. These are the precipitation amounts. But let's go back to that map again, and we'll look at the high temperatures. yeah, got into the 60s across Long Island, low 60s, and pretty fairly uniform. Let's see if it got a little warmer than that in Jersey. Come on. Got a little bit warmer, 63 at Miller Air Park, 64 in downtown Toms River. And to the west of that, toward Mount Holly, you had 66. Some areas could have gotten close to 70 around Philadelphia. Let's see. Not quite, but yeah, very, very warm conditions. Well above what we're supposed to see for the day. And we'll look at Central Park, too, Central Park's climate report as well. Find that here. So high of 60 and a low of 50, 15 degrees above normal for the day. Well, luckily, temperatures are dropping. So let's go look at the models now and getting this out of here. And we're going to have dropping temperatures tomorrow. I'll just cover the weather through tomorrow. It will still be breezy. You'll see the isobars fairly close together. But the temperatures will be dropping. So let's go look at the HRRR. Jersey HRRR. And again, that rain is moving on out. We're going to have breezy conditions tomorrow. As far as the skies go, we'll look at some soundings. We'll pick noon, I guess. Yeah, it does have the lines touching around noon, so it could be a cloud. Stratocumulus probably for tomorrow. Probably a lot of those around. Showing a little less over Jersey, perhaps, but there could be a stratocumulus deck according to the HRRR. As far as your temperatures go, I'm doing things a little out of order here. Dew points and wind flow here. West winds dropping dew points into the day tomorrow. Dew points drop into the 20s. So with a pretty gusty westerly wind, though probably just shy of a wind advisory criteria, but it'll be breezy. And feel quite chilly because we look at the actual air temperatures. It's going to be quite cold tomorrow. Temperatures are only going to be in the 30s for the most part, mid to upper 30s. So a big difference from today's 60-degree readings for sure as it gets much, much colder. So I'll just go look at the RGM. Look at the skies. And you can see that area of stratocumulus there that does wind up moving through. It looks like mainly over Long Island. Perhaps Jersey might avoid it, perhaps. So that is going to wrap up this Long Island weather report. Just keeping it brief tonight. We'll talk about a little more tomorrow. The storm, luckily, wasn't as bad as I don't even see a thing. This is the satellite, by the way. I don't even see a thing on the highest wind gusts. So that's a good sign. If I don't see that in the public information statement area, then that's a good sign that we didn't really have too much damaging winds and hopefully not too much coastal flooding as well. So I don't see any flooding reports as well, so that's good. So you can clearly see this atmospheric river, by the way, here that we had today. But luckily, it wasn't as compressed. That's why the rain lasted a little bit longer tonight. It wasn't as compressed into small of an area. So luckily, we did not see the LLJ that we could have had today, though it looks like maybe it's getting a little worse as it heads further to the east. But certainly you can definitely see how that moisture just carries up from the tropics. If we put this into the CONUS view, you can follow that line all the way down to the tropics. There it is, all the way down. I don't think there were any thunderstorms today either, by the way. So, but there you go. Luckily, we were spared the worst that this system had to offer. Now we just get into some nice cold air for a while. Which is definitely going to be welcome after the past couple of days. So, that's going to wrap things up. Have a good night.